Everything you've known and used in your home gym is going away. Well, not really, but what is going away, in my opinion, are free weights. Your weight plates, your weight stacks, the things you ordinarily use for resistance are going by the wayside. Quickly, let's talk about it. Hey guys, it's Coop from Garage Gym Reviews. Today I'm talking about something that I've talked about in various aspects for the past 5 years or so, but never made a cumulative full-on video on this topic. And that is the future of the home gym and why I think digital resistance is going to replace most of your free weights. This is my most controversial home gym take, some would say. Many have disagreed with me over the years. If this is your first time here, I just want to say welcome to you. We don't always talk about digital resistance, although I'm guessing over the next decades, if I'm still here doing this freaking thing, we're probably going to be talking about it more and more. I've seen this in the industry at large, but if you're into home gyms in any way, you're going to love us. Make sure you subscribe. And if you'd like to see me talk about digital resistance in any way, let me know in the comments. And also, I just want to hear your take on this take. If you agree with me or disagree with me, I'd love to hear why, and also timelines, because I'm going to throw out some things on my end too. Here's the reality of the situation. Nearly all home gyms today are using traditional resistance means. Here's what I would say is traditional resistance, and I say resistance and not weight because resistance is different. Resistance is just what's being used for your strength training. So this is not just weight plates, this is not just cable stacks, this is not just resistance bands, it's dumbbells, it's everything that you use in your gym to basically resist against you while you're doing your movements. I don't think all of those are necessarily going away, but I do think over time you will use them less and less in your home gym. And that is because the digital resistance. By 2030, you will like the digital resistance. You will live in the home gym pod and you will love it. Okay, so what is digital resistance? Digital resistance right now takes place in a few different forms. I would say the most popular ones are like your Tonals, your Speediants, Gym Monsters, Vitruvian's another. You basically go up, touch a button, it resists. They use motors for resistance and cables. The best one, in my opinion, the one that I use constantly, and the reason that I'm really making this video today is because truly, digital resistance has replaced like 80% of my training so far. I'm not even kidding. This morning I focused on triceps, shoulders, and I think hamstrings this morning. And I would say like 5 of the 6 movements used Beyond Power Voltra. Now, it used it in unique ways, and that's for a whole nother video. If you'd like to see that, subscribe, because I'm going to do a full new breakdown of Beyond Power Voltra. And I've got so many different ways that I use it now. But digital resistance is using motors rather than gravity to resist you, or rather than elastic bands, rather than free weights that are basically having gravity forced upon them to resist you. You're using a digital cable. Now, digital resistance has pros and cons versus traditional free weights. Anybody knows that. Anybody who's used it recognizes there's quirks, but this is still very much a Gen 1 product. There are so many instances of the world being disrupted by technology that I think anybody with sense and isn't dogmatic about the tool they're using recognizes this is kind of the way things are probably going in everything else in the world. It's probably going to happen in the home gym. Now, you'll always have your people that are like, I'm never going to use a battery-powered car, but then you also have first adopters who are like, I'm going to do this. This is all I'm going to do. Honestly, I probably sit somewhere in the middle on a lot of this, so I don't think necessarily that digital resistance will replace everything in your home gym, just most in your home gym. Number one, I think in the long term, digital resistance can and probably will will be cheaper. Now, this is a bold statement to stay up front because right now digital resistance is much more expensive than what you would find with traditional free weights. For example, a Beyond Power Volter, the one that I've been talking about, the one that I love, I use them all the time, it's about $2,000. So you're like, wow, you think that thing's gonna replace my couple $100 free weight set that, doesn't have any problems or updates? Yes, because this is still a first gen product. And because it's a first gen product, it's going to experience the benefits of scale. And at scale, price will be driven down. Once you get to scale on these things, once they improve the efficiencies, the manufacturing capabilities, once they have enough of these in people's hands, the price will go down. You see that with an iPhone. If you were to give an iPhone to even the early IBM operators that were building these massive computers, it'd blow their freaking minds. I think the same thing's gonna happen with the digital resistance we use 10 years from now. It's just gonna be like, what? So I think we're still early days, and I think long-term it will be cheaper. Next is convenience. Now, I'm saying specifically for a home gym, I think digital resistance will replace it. I think long-term, you'll see it implemented into machines and stacks and all that sort of thing that you see in commercial gyms, but I think that's further off. But you even see that now with Techno Gym. A lot of their stuff is using digital stuff too. It's just implemented into a closed ecosystem, which I don't like, and I'm gonna talk about here in a little bit. But for convenience sake, think about this. Rather than loading a barbell, taking plates, putting it on, taking it off, everything like that, which nobody counts those reps. Nobody's like, oh, I'm working out today by loading the barbell. It's just like something you have to do in order to actually do your workout. You simply press a button. Like literally, you just press a button on the screen, you adjust how much weight you want. Right now, the best systems can get upwards of 200 pounds per side. A Vitruvian can get upwards of 400 pounds. It's got two units basically working together, 440 pounds. But you just press a button and adjust it. So it's just boom, boom. That quick, on and off, completely portable. You can take it to travel. You can attach it to anything. It's just incredibly convenient. Which means there's less friction for you actually working out and more focus on the actual movements and goals you're trying to reach. Next, related to convenience is safety. Think about this. Tonal is one of the first ones that I think really did this. When Tonal initially came out and I used it before most anybody else did, I was saying this is the future. Not Tonal specifically, but like digital resistance in general.
But the reason I think these are the future is because that's it. You can put it anywhere and it works extremely well.
Everybody crapped on me. Everybody in the home gym community is like, this guy's just trying to sell tonals. My free weights will never be replaced. You'll never see digital resistance or any technology in my home gym while they're commenting this from their home gym using their phone and tracking all the reps with their phone. But now I see people review and love Beyond Power Volters industry-wide. And it's because it has improved over time. But safety-wise, it's just safer. Like, you're less likely to have somebody really get hurt or even die with a digital resistance product than you are with a free weight because they have spotter modes. They can tell when, like, say for instance, you're using a Beyond Power and you're using two different units. If you basically the bar tilts or anything like that, it shuts off immediately. Or they have spotter modes that like basically help you get out of the hole. You can set the distance of the cables so they stop at a certain point where you don't have to use spotter arms on a rack. There's just all that sort of thing for people that are working out in their home gym by themselves. It's safer. Now here's the part that I love the most. That other stuff is just like, it's icing on a cake, but this is the part that I like the most. And this is why I think once fitness influencers actually start to use this stuff, this thing is going to just skyrocket. That is the ability to adjust the strength curve. So right now, one of the things that's talked about ad nauseum by any evidence-based trainees, and you see this all over YouTube. I'm talking about like the Jeff Nippards, the Mike Israetels, Paul Carters. There's tons of them that are basically training based on evidence-based training principles and then introducing that into the market via social media and YouTube, everything like that. And I consume a lot of it. I freaking love that content. I think all those people, and there's a lot of others too that make amazing content. But one of the things that they're constantly harping about and talking about and telling people to think about is the strength curve and how the equipment affects your strength curve and how studies right now are showing a consistent strength curve is not ideal for hypertrophy, putting on muscle. I've talked about it in my videos all the time, and in fact, I rate equipment oftentimes based on the strength curve that's introduced. Newsflash. digital resistance can allow any strength curve, and it's basically going to be infinitely adjustable for any movement and at the touch of a button. Think about this. Some of the best machines of all time are the Prime Fitness machines. I liked them so much, I bought like 8 of them. I don't really have them anymore. People are wondering, like, I did a home gym tour and people were like, man, your gym is so packed. Well, listen, I basically replaced all those machines with Beyond Power Volta. The reason people love those machines, the plate-loaded ones specifically, is you can adjust the strength curve with 3 different weight horns. Digital resistance allows you to do that exact same thing, but instead of having to load plates on, and instead of having to use the specific profiles that they have on the machine, you can do it with a touch of a button. It's honestly kind of sad in some way. You know, like, this is how technology is at large. Like, I'm feeling this with AI a lot. It's like, it's sad how good this is getting. It's sad that so many of these companies are going to be replaced, and the people that don't think they're going to be replaced in some way with a lot of these machines, I'm thinking specifically the home gym, by digital resistance, it's like, man, like, the writing's on the wall. After you use this stuff and you can dial it in, it's just too good. Now, I don't think that digital resistance is going to replace all of these machines. I think the resistance unit within these machines is going to be digital resistance, but that's probably for a future video. Now, I do want to speak to some of the elephants in the room, because I don't think digital resistance training or home gyms is suddenly a home gym utopia where everything is perfect, okay? Digital resistance has problems too. Number one, you need power. Like, it needs electrical power. So you gotta plug it in, you gotta have a battery bank. It's not like with free weights where you can be completely off grid. Although, if you have solar power, I guess you could be completely off grid with a digital resistance unit. But it does require to be connected to the electric grid in some way, which for some people is an annoyance. For others, it's just an impossibility. Also, you are connected in some way to the company that's providing the equipment. This is the reality. No one can lock down your weight plates. No one can lock down your barbells. People, companies, I guess, could potentially lock down your digital resistance units. And so, has that happened? I don't think it's happened yet. I've seen some companies that have, like, kind of seems like maybe they're going out. I'm not gonna go too much into depth in that, just based on their marketing and me trying to email them and get replies on whether they're going out, and then those emails coming back as this person no longer works with the company. Like, basically email address has been scrubbed. I'm kind of wondering, like, man, that can happen. So you're buying into an ecosystem, you're paying for this digital resistance product that it could get locked down. Another one is the lifespan of these units is going to be less than the lifespan of a cable stack or the lifespan of a weight plate. Like, if you think about it, like a cast iron weight plate or a ductile iron weight plate last even longer. They're never going away. They're not corroding. Like, especially the ones that are like stainless steel or E-coated, like, they're just gonna be there forever. So there's obviously an advantage to weight plates in some of those areas that you just can't replace with digital resistance. Also, you got to think about, like, lifespan of the digital resistance product. How long will they warranty it? Will they require you to have a subscription? This is one reason I think why Beyond Power has kind of grown in the home gym market, is because they're not having a subscription. You can use it, and they promise basically we will never have a subscription for using the device. All of their features are free to use if you buy the actual device. They offer a longer warranty. I think it increased after I made a video and was like, you gotta freaking fix this and make it longer. So you have those sorts of benefits, but the durability of the system certainly is not there like weight plates. Here's kind of the future that I see for the home gym in relation to digital resistance. I think for about 80% of home gym owners' training will be digital resistance. That doesn't include like sport specific training. If you're training for powerlifting, barbell sports, you need to squat, deadlift, and bench with a barbell. But that doesn't mean it can't be assisted in some way. You can't work on sticking points for strength, for instance, with digital resistance. You can't use it for eccentric mode like they use with weight releasers. Basically allows you to do that. You can't add it to the barbell with the plates. You need to practice like you play. And so you're gonna need to be using plates. But that doesn't mean this can't assist it. And I've seen this so many times. Like, one instance is Brandon Camel Diamond. Has access to all these weight stacks machines, reviews lots of equipment, but is also a competitive power lifter. And he's mentioned before, like, He doesn't really even use his lat pull down anymore. He doesn't really even use a functional trainer. He just uses the Voltras. It's because they're that good. I see this with other places too, where people are adding this basically to their training to get a leg up over the competition. But I'm not speaking to those people. I'm speaking specifically to just the normal home gym owner being able to come into your gym, press a button, adjust whatever you want, and honestly, over time, being able to have programming that plugs into the actual resistance you're using, tracking reps, all of that. Like, in my opinion, like, that's where it's going. And the only thing that's really stopping it is the cost of these units. Once they get cheaper and cheaper, you'll see more of them. Nobody's forcing it on you. If you just want to keep using the stuff that you're using, keep your head in the sand, that's freaking great. That's amazing. No problem. That's one of the beauties of home gym. It's like personal liberty all the way around. You pick the equipment that's in there, you pick how you work out, you pick when you work out, except if you're in an HOA, but you can pretty much do whatever you want in your home gym. It's amazing. So if you don't like this, don't use it. If you're kind of unsure and you're on the fence and you're like, will I actually use it? How will I use it? All that sort of stuff. Man, number one would be our Facebook group, and you can see all the people that have used it. But also, Beyond Power has a subreddit, and you can see all of the wild configurations that people are using these in. You can see how much people freaking love these, and that would be a great place too. We'll link it down below. Also link below some of my favorite digital resistance products. The one I highly recommend right now is the Beyond Power Voltra. If you can afford it, most of you, I would probably just wait for a future generation that's gonna be cheaper. But for now, if you're an early adopter and you wanna get in, for a Gen 1 product, this thing consistently blows me away. I'll put some links below, like button. Okay, so to conclude, I do think that digital resistance is the future. I think we'll see many companies come into the market. I think prices will go down. I think they will replace a lot of weight plates. I didn't speak a lot about dumbbells because dumbbells are just kind of different. Like, you can use cables attached to a barbell to kind of replace barbell movements. You can use it on a Smith machine, but dumbbells are just different. I don't know if dumbbells will be replaced by digital resistance. There's some about the movement angles and everything. I still really love dumbbells, and so I think the future of the home gym is probably a digital resistance focused gym with dumbbells. And you're gonna have attachments, and you'll still have multi-use machines. It's just rather than powered by weight stacks, they'll be powered by digital resistance. But I'd love to hear from you. Like, do you agree? Do you disagree? One thing I found at large is the people that have opted into this and have used it, they freaking love it. They're trying to figure out, how can I attach this to all different stuff? They're so into it. And the people that generally aren't into it are those that haven't used it yet, which I can understand. So I'd love to hear from you. If you've used it, what do you think about it? And I'd love to hear if you've used it and don't love it, but if you love it, I'd love to hear some of the ways that you're using it. I'd love to do some videos on the future showing how I use it, because I use it in a lot of different ways. Let me know in the comments. And then if you'd like to see more content on this kind of topic, let me know. I don't know if this is my most controversial. I've got a lot of controversial takes in the home gym space, but this is one that's definitely up there. I think we'll see it by the engagement in the comments. But this is McCoop from Garage Gym Reviews. I'll see you next time. Peace.